authentically peculiar, authentically peculiar, authentically peculiar.
Authentically Peculiar with Marcia. Welcome to Authentically Peculiar with Marcia, Season 3. I am so elated that we are going to be able to interview multiple guests as we are discussing the year of self. During this year, we're going to talk about financial wellness, mental wellness, emotional wellness, the journey to authenticity, overcoming trauma, and so much more. So stay tuned. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share, and even comment on Authentically Peculiar with Marcia on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, you can check it out on Apple, iTunes, and Spotify. Take good care. We'll see you. Welcome back to Authentically Peculiar with Marcia. I am honored, one, because I'm in my home, two, because these are some of my longest friends, like from knee high to a jackrabbit to well into our fifth decade on this planet. I'm glad that you all are going to get the opportunity to witness conversation of friendship that lasted 4 decades. We're going to offer you some wisdom. We're going to talk about the importance as women to have a strong social support group and then being able to even come over those times when we are silent or we ain't talking. Now, listen, we don't talk to everybody. They talk to each other a lot more because I'm in one state and they're in the other, but we don't talk to each other every day. So I want that to be the first known thing because we all are professional women. We all have our own lives, but I want you all to dig in, grab your favorite beverage as we talk about what it's like to be friends for so very long. So welcome, ladies.
Yes, thank
And
you.
Thank
thank you
you.
for
Thank you.
your
Thank you.
impromptu yes, because
Yes.
it's what it is.
It is
So
what it is.
Mika, I'm gonna start with you. Can you tell them who you are and then how we met, and then we kind of go around.
Yes. Hi. Good afternoon. My name is Mika Jackson. I am a nurse practitioner. I actually practice in the city of Memphis, Tennessee, where I am originally from.
901, baby.
Yes. And I have the honor of being here beside these three young ladies, enjoying life as we do what we do.
Yeah, yeah, that part. How'd you meet me?
Oh my goodness. I actually met Marcia when I was in the ninth grade. She was in 10th grade and I joined the volleyball team. And we were all on the volleyball
Yeah.
team and I became the little sister of the group.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Still our
Stephanie.
little Hi, my name is Stephanie Williams. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm an educator by trade and a musician. I have been teaching for 28 years and I still love and enjoy what I do very much. Um, I had the distinct pleasure of meeting Marcia. She has a nickname, but I won't tell
You
that.
can. The audience
Okay,
already
so
know.
her name is Richard to me. That's what I call her affectionately. Um, and we met. We used to live in Fraser. She lived in one set of apartments, and I lived in another. And we became friends because we went to the same school, and of course, we rode the bus together. She always thought she was the boss, but I had to put her in place. Like I'm short, she's taller, but I'm still the boss. Okay.
I can get with it. I can get with it.
I am Sharita Martin. I am the Director of Development for Baptist Memorial Healthcare Foundation, and I fundraise for the wonderful Baptist Health Sciences University,
Yeah.
Well, I'm an
which
alumni.
Mika is an alum. I met Marcia in the ninth grade. I think they bust a lot of you all from Mananzas. No, from
I was
you
in
said West Side, West Side, but you were in
Actually, how I got to
Tara.
Fraser. Hold on for a second. How I got to Fraser? Got into a fight.
Oh. Oh,
And it was,
I told you she thought she was bad. Told you.
she's the boss.
I literally was actually protecting my sister in that fight. And so it was either get suspended or go to another school.
Okay.
And that's how I ended up at Fraser. But then go
Okay.
ahead from there.
But yeah, and I really, to be honest, I don't remember
I
how
don't
we
either.
actually met. I think just being in the same class and just took to each other.
That's
Yeah.
it. I mean,
Yeah.
that vibe. I often hear young women and older women, their difficulty in developing and maintaining friendships.
Mhm.
How do y'all think we maintain friendships for 40 plus years?
Well, for one, we don't have any sense.
Yep.
That is it.
Yep. We ain't in competition with each other. What else y'all got?
So it's kind of that thing where in order to have a friend, you have to be a friend.
Yes.
That part.
And so what I can say is that we all have different personalities, but one thing has remained true is the sisterhood.
Yeah.
At any point in time, we know that we can call on each other.
right.
We're going to pick up. We're going to be there no matter what the situation.
Mhm.
So to this point, we each have families. We have children. Some have grandchildren. We've gone through marriages, divorces, deaths. And so when
Yeah.
you have that type of situation and you know that you can call on your sister and say, hey, this is what happened, and they're willing to jump on a plane, jump in the car, sit with you on the phone, and just kind of like talk it out. Before therapy was a thing in the African American community, we were each other's
We was
therapists.
the thing.
Yes, we were each other's
yeah.
therapists. So yeah,
Mhm.
so I think that has been one of the big things. And again, no judgment zone.
None. And I love it because we've never been in competition.
Not at all.
There are so many people now. We've had to tell each other, yo, old girl jealous of you.
Yeah.
We didn't have to do that,
Yeah. But not of
to
each
help
other.
protect
Yeah.
our friend. But as far as us, it don't
Never.
matter what we do.
Yep.
We're gonna support at any given moment.
Mm-hmm.
Sal gonna send me a message, yo, I got to get these kids some stuff for school. What you got?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
What
Yeah.
you need.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
about to cash app you because
Amen.
that's what you do.
Yeah.
Rita sent something. She don't do it often. Rita sent something for baptism. Be like, yo, can you help me some of this?
Oh no, I get it. Cause I'm online now, so I get it. She trust me.
But you're alone.
I'm alone, and she's like, hey, if I'm gonna be sending you something in the mail,
Yeah,
but
she does.
yeah, I'm gonna be sending you something in the mail. But if you can't wait for the mail, you can just go on www.
Yep. So that means I've been missing some links. So send my links. Send
Yeah.
my links.
Yeah.
But you give your yearly gift. So
But
Yeah.
that give back is huge.
Yes.
What does it
I
mean
agree.
to you all to have natural support of friends?
It's everything.
I think it means a lot to
Mhm.
me. And y'all know my mantra:
Mhm.
no new friends.
Yes.
No new friends.
No new
Because
friends.
just piggyback on what Mika said, just all of the things that we've gone through
Mhm.
together, we know what we've gone through.
Mm-hmm.
Someone new does not know what we've gone through. They just see us as we are today.
Now.
Mhm.
They don't know the struggles we've gone through, all the ups and the downs. They just see us for right now and who we are right now.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it means a lot to be with you all and some others too. I know we got
I
other
mean,
friends
we
that
got other friends,
that
but
we've been-
we know how to categorize the associates from friends.
Right.
Like, These ladies, when I talk to my clients about you need to have that get naked person,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the vulnerability
Yeah.
of being able to say, yo, man, this hurts. Or better yet, at any given point, y'all gonna be like, man, that ain't right.
Yeah.
You need to switch your thinking. How important is that, to have somebody that's going to speak truth about if your attitude is stink, that we're going to tell you your attitude stink.
Yeah.
I want to first let me go back to a question that you asked. How have we sustained our friendship? One of the things that I think is most important is being able to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
We're never going to always agree
Mhm.
on the same
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
You have your point of view, I have mine, but we don't have to fall out because we disagree. And then the authenticity of it. So being able to be transparent with what you're feeling, with what you're dealing with what you're going through, and knowing that it's a safe space and it's a safe place. So no matter what, as they've already said, we can count on each other. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's a friendship that has lasted and has withstood the test of time. And because of that, we believe it's going to continue.
Right. Right.
So being able to talk to each other, each one of us has a different relationship with the other person, but we all have a relationship with each other. And when we come together, we're going to have our fun. But if it's time to talk about something serious, we got each other's back.
Period.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Great points.
And,
Great
and
points.
that's a real place to be, because one, you have to be in a space where you feel safe to be able to say, because I'll call Rita and be like, yo, man, check this out. This was going, I think Rita, everybody soundboard. Or Rita called me like, man, come on, man.
And
It's a Memphis thing. Come
on,
man.
But you know what? And that's the thing. Yeah, Rita, but I'm telling you, there have been times that I've been able to like call Stephanie, and Stephanie's like, okay, sis, what we got? What we got going on? And like you said, that vulnerability, being able to cry with your friends and not feel as though, like I'm or stupid. Because relationship, those relationship issues that you call me like, sis, we talked about this and this is what's going on. And I cry on the shoulder, and it's like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
The thing I can tell you is that I know that I've told each and every one of you some things that I know that probably will go to the grave.
To the grave.
It has never come up in any other conversation, not even with each other. There are things I've told Stephanie that I know I haven't heard. I haven't heard it from you. I haven't heard it from Sharita, because I know that she's kept it. And the same thing with Sharita, and same thing with you. So it's that type of camaraderie.
And safety.
And safety.
It's a safety thing.
It's a safety thing.
Yeah.
It is. And so, you are able to be your authentic self when you feel safe.
Yeah, that's that authentically peculiar, y'all. I'm telling you, you have got to decide for yourself what your own value is. They are an extension of what my value is, and I'm an extension of theirs. But when you try to make somebody the center focus of your own value, you're already lost. That's where that jealousy and all of that other foolishness come in. Because now, on our real, we know some folks that have tried to infiltrate.
Yeah.
We know some folks that come in, they have on one face, and then, somebody gonna see the mask.
Let me say something on that. And because we're true friends and true sisters, nobody can come to me and tell me anything about you negatively, and I entertain that.
Yeah.
So if you're my friend,
you finna get cussed out.
I'm going to defend
you finna get cussed out
behind closed doors. To me, that's what it's about. If I know you and you know me, you know what I would do or
and what I won't do.
And if somebody comes to me and it's negative, I don't entertain that. So that's another thing that has helped to withstand. I'm going to protect your name behind closed doors because you're my friend.
And that's what's real.
And my sister.
That's what's real. I remember. So Stephanie and I were college roommates. So we went from elementary school all the way through to college roommate, and we had a head bump. We literally had a head bump, and I was mad, she was mad, and we was just like, well, forget it. Well, Marcia said, forget it. I walk away from shit in a heartbeat. I'm just saying. And so Stephanie was performing that weekend, and we talked about this the other night, and her family came up, and her mom was like a second mom to me, and she's like, I know y'all going through something. I said, I'm finna love this girl forever. I ain't talking to her right now, but I'm finna love this girl forever. But this is what friendship is. It ain't gonna change. We can fall out, we gonna bump heads, like you said, Stephanie. We're not gonna always agree.
No, we're not.
I can say this. If you so quickly fall out with your supposed to be friend, especially your get naked friend, and y'all don't ever reconnect, y'all were never friends.
You were never really friends.
How would you define friendship?
Again, I think depending on, like you said, categories. Now, you have those forever friends, and then you have those people that come into your space for a season and a reason. And when they come in for that season, you embrace them, you deal with them, but when it's time to let them go, you let them go. And then, you have those associates, you have coworkers, so not saying that I'm not going to be there for my coworkers or whatever,
Mhm.
but you, like Sharita said, they don't know the struggle.
That's
And
true.
so
Mhm.
what I see right now is that, again, it's more than what we can define as a friend,
Yeah.
because I think it's more, we're family now. Not family by blood, but the chosen family. And when you have a chosen family,
Mhm.
that chosen family becomes that's a stronger
That's a
bond.
strong
Because I can
bond.
tell you that there are some family members that I won't talk to,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna talk to y'all like no
Mhm.
matter what. But yeah,
Mhm.
so it's a difference. You can't choose the ones that's your blood relatives,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
I've chosen
That's
each and
the
every one of you,
beauty
and
is.
I
Yeah.
when I say it is so endearing to know that I've chosen y'all, y'all have chosen me,
Mhm.
and we choose to continue to be in each
Mhm.
other's lives.
Mhm.
And so, it's like Jasmine and the babies, gonna always know and love them. Eric Paris and the babies, I'm gonna always love them. Stephanie Jamar, I'm always gonna love y'all.
Mhm.
And your
You can't,
parents.
you can't love Stephanie and Jamarcus without loving Bobby and Courtney.
That's what I say, and the parents.
You gotta include Bobby and Courtney.
And so that's the thing, because when you get to that point, I have chosen for y'all to be family. And
That's
think
real.
about it, when you think about it, it's like we're gonna have a friends and family night. What happens? Then my friends come up. I can't have something that's going on in my family, that I'm doing something for a family gathering, that these two can't come to.
Right.
And I think they see it the same way, because whenever they have something, I've been to cookouts, card games, patio pimping, all of it. So that's
And I'll be missing out. I'll be honest, because I'll be like, yo, man, I ain't moving back to Memphis.
But
you know what I'm saying?
but hey,
you be missing that. But then the beauty is, whenever I come in town,
yeah,
we gonna make something happen. We gonna
Definitely.
come together,
Definitely.
and we pick right back up with
Yes.
the same love and the same connection.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you all this: why do you think it's so hard, based on women right now saying I can't make friends, all that kind of stuff? Why do you think it's so difficult for them to establish friendship? You think it's a childhood thing?
I think it goes back to childhood. Things that have gone on in your childhood makes a big difference in the adult you are.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
I know when we started working at back, each person had to take this strengths finder,
Mm-hmm.
and it just identified 5 strengths,
Mm-hmm.
and then we all had to tell each other what our strengths were,
Mm-hmm.
and then it like a light bulb. Oh, this is why this person does this. That's why they act the way they act. So I think your childhood plays a lot into
I agree.
the type of adult you are.
I totally agree with that. And a lot of times, I'm sorry, Stephanie, I cut you off. What were you getting ready to say? Okay. A lot of times, people don't even know themselves
True.
to understand
True.
what friendship is. You can't want a friendship to fill the gap that you have that's unhealed.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's nobody
Correct.
else's
Job, but
to
yours.
do that
yours.
for you.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at friends because you've gone through abandonment and rejection and stuff like that, now you're trying to make them a hero in your life, and that's not their role.
Yeah. And to piggyback off, you said the abandonment. That's another thing. You have so many of our young people that have that situation where they're not feeling accepted. They have a lack of acceptance. My training as a healthcare provider, just going through Maslow's hierarchy chart. And when you start looking at the base and you go up there, and that's one of your basic needs, to feel accepted. And so that becomes a big problem. And then the other thing I think is lack of communication.
Absolutely.
We do not know how to communicate anymore. We have gotten so caught up on social media and all of our technologies that literally we texting each other good morning. Pick up the phone and call me. I may want to hear your voice.
And you may not even know how important your voice is
to
somebody. Yeah.
To somebody.
Yeah.
That is so true. That's why I always, even just walking down the street or wherever, I speak to somebody because you never know what that hello will do to
You could
somebody.
be there
Or a smile.
Or a
keep
smile, or a
somebody
smile,
from
or a
taking
smile.
their
That's
life.
true.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
You
true.
just take
That's
a
right.
moment
Mhm.
and just say good morning.
Good morning.
Whether they speak back or whatever, you may be that one person that saw them.
Mhm.
And I think to me,
Mhm.
in friendship, that's huge
Mhm.
because all of us are individuals,
Mhm.
but we each see what our strengths are
Mhm.
and how we can, mesh
Mhm.
them together.
Mhm.
I think it's vital for us as the older generation. We the old folks now.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
That's true. No, that's true.
I'll take it. I'll
That's
take
true.
it.
It's a
And
blessing.
so in our seasoned years, I think it's really important for us to give back to some of these young folks because unfortunately, some of these young people never had anyone to observe
That's
in a
true.
healthy friendship. And so when they're kind of blended in with their own pain, their own stress, their own trauma, you see it all over social media. You see that need to be seen. We wouldn't have never been out twerking with our booties out.
Oh, no.
Not when we was young kids.
I
The
think
other-
another
No.
thing that we can add to that is the saying that hurt people.
Absolutely.
That's true.
And when you don't love yourself,
Mhm.
because it starts with yourself.
Mhm.
You got to love who you are and
Mhm.
accept who you are.
Mhm.
And then when we try to influence it on other people, like my joy comes from within.
Mhm.
Happiness
Mhm.
is based on conditions.
Mhm.
And so when I'm joyful and
Mhm.
happy within myself
Mhm.
and I can accept, then I can accept other people for who they are. But I'm not expecting you to make me happy. I'm not dependent on
Man,
you
you
to
said a
make
lot.
me happy. I'm dependent on myself because it starts with me.
And that's
so
where
true.
where people get caught up. It's not my job to make nobody happy.
It
It's
is
not.
No.
It's not.
No.
Because
It's
the
not.
same way I would
No.
empower someone to give them permission to make me happy is the same way they could make me sad.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
I had a
Absolutely.
client to say, "Why you always happy?" Because I choose it.
Yeah.
That's right.
And you know
I
what?
choose
I,
to be.
I hear that all the time.
Mhm.
Why is it that you're always excited? You walk in the building and you're smiling, you're laughing. I'm pleased. I am pleased with
Does that
where.
mean that our life don't have some shit fall through?
No.
It's gonna
No.
fall through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to control though how you
Exactly.
allow it to impact you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And walking through somewhere intentionally with a smile, man, that'll change the whole room around.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
does.
Another thing I wanted to ask, and I know we've been talking about this, and I'm really concerned about our women.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is it that some women feel the need that they can't compliment another woman?
Insecurity.
Because I'm like, well, so
Insecurity.
I'll never forget, I had a coworker, and I talked about on this particular day how beautiful she was. And she literally immediately withdrew herself. And about 2 weeks later, she came back and she was like, you told me that I was beautiful. She said, what was going on with that? She said, I'm not really like that. I'm like, really like what? And then I said, oh, understand me. There's not a gay bone in my body, but I wanted to let you know that on that particular day, I saw you. Your hair was flawless. Your makeup was flawless. I just thought it was beautiful, and I just felt the need to tell you. And she was like, "Oh." And so I literally now currently try to find things that I can speak positivity into other young women because I'm now seeing that so many of them don't know how to even take a compliment.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
And that's such a sad state that we can't compliment you without you automatically thinking we want something from you.
Yeah.
But what I recognize is most people can't take those compliments because they never see themselves.
Yeah.
They never compliment themselves. I know one of the things that I do in therapy, I do mirror therapy. Meaning the client has to get a mirror and I ask them, who do you see?
Yeah.
What do you see in this mirror? And I don't want to hear about mom and them and the children them and all that. Who are you? And they break.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. I have done that in practice, and I'm talking about they boo-hoo and cry.
Because nobody's ever asked them to see themselves.
And I'm like, oh my, literally, because I don't have the same time that you have to spend with your clients. My time constraints are a little bit tighter. And so I can't go into the deep into the psychotherapy, but that's part of my job as well. But when I do it, I'm talking about I've had these teens or young women to just like lose it. And I'm
Mhm.
like, oh my God, did I open up another can of worms? And literally you have.
Mhm.
So, those are the ones that I keep talking about having to deal with the trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But these kids now, they actually deal with more trauma
Definitely.
than what
Mhm.
we had to. Like I
Oh,
told someone the other
definitely.
day, we ain't never had to practice no gun safety.
No, not at
Not in
all.
school to
Not at all.
make sure that we live. That's anxiety provoking in itself.
Absolutely.
And so if you had a group of young people sitting among us, and we'll say specifically women, young girls, what would be some things that you all would say that would help them to feel encouraged and empowered within themselves? What would be some advice?
Learn who you are.
Mm.
Learn yourself.
Mhm.
And it's easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you the reason why. Me personally, before I knew me, I was actually in my 40s. So that means I had been a wife twice, mom, daughter, professional. I had been through all of these different things, but I didn't know who Mika was.
Mm-hmm.
And so I encourage other people to learn who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Learn what you like.
Mm-hmm.
Learn what you don't like. When you learn those things, it helps to keep you grounded.
Right.
Two, it helps to keep you from being taken advantage of.
That part.
Because people, you're going to meet some opportunists. And if you don't know who you are,
Read about the blow, never get a blow.
but when you don't know when you don't know who you are, people that are opportunists, they see the vulnerable parts, they see the weakness, and they pray, and they prey on it, and they prey on it. And so, right now it's like me, I am Mika unapologetically. If I had a third eye, we just gonna put some mascara on it, and we're gonna get to the point where we're gonna highlight that third eye versus hide it, if that makes enough sense. So what some other people may think that may not be attractive, I'm gonna dress that part of it up, and I'm gonna show you. It's like, hey, you think it ain't cute, but let me show you how I can make it beautiful. And so that's me wearing my S on my chest. I'm gonna use everything that people have looked at as being a negative, and then I'm gonna help turn it into a positive.
So what I hear you saying is for the young girls, find out who you are.
Yes.
So that you never have to depend on somebody else telling you
who you are. Absolutely.
Or how to feel.
Come on now.
How to feel.
Talk about it.
Because sometimes we get so wrapped up on what this person thinks, what this person thinks. And I tell my kids when they were growing up, nobody, just go back to you, nobody is responsible for your happiness but you. And nobody is responsible for you but you.
Especially your parents.
Your
parents don't always get it right.
We don't.
We do not. And that's one of the things, and I tell my daughter this, and she
we don't. Here's our truth. We had to shave off our parenting stuff that we got from our parents to try to figure out how we was gonna become parents. And so you got all these folks saying, my mom wasn't perfect, and she won't be.
It never will be,
because there's no such thing as a perfect parent in my perspective. And so, but we cut you off.
Oh no,
what was you saying?
But
to the babies.
Goes back. Nobody else is responsible for how you feel. You have to, like I said, look within yourself. This is me. I'm responsible for me. Period.
And I think teaching them how to take ownership of what they feel. So not what you did, but I feel in the moment.
Ownership and accountability.
Yes, I statement is what I feel in this moment, and then how can I address how I feel so that it's appropriate? Because sometimes we have not been taught that.
Mhm.
And
That's
so
true.
you have to learn, you have to teach them
Mhm.
that when you feel this way, let's process this so
Mhm.
that you have a positive outcome
Mhm.
instead of a negative.
Mhm.
And in the event that it does come out a negative outcome, what are the steps we can go about to help fix it?
Mhm.
Because I don't know what you're feeling, and I'm
Mhm.
not gonna always be there. But when you can identify that, like, I don't feel well. What do you mean? What does that mean? What does that look like? And you help them to process that. That's a whole different level. So then, going back to accountability, when I start to feel this way, then I know what I need to do. And sometimes they're triggers, and we don't know what those triggers are. But when we do get them, how do I process this so that I can calm down or de-escalate, or do I need to talk to somebody? But what are the things in place?
Right.
And so I think it's important for them to understand this is where I am, this is what I'm dealing with, and this is how I need to fix it.
That's it. That's it. That's good. That's good because we have to help these young people. The Bible in Titus said the older women need to help prepare the younger women, and I think the failure has been generationally. For us, we had to learn to latchkey very early. So that Maslow hierarchy of feeling safe and building to get to that point, we skipped a few steps, which is why in our age group, women are now having to backpedal to get back some of those younger years, only because we were robbed ourselves of being kids. We had to learn very quickly how to be self-sufficient. We had to be our own cheerleaders because let's face it, our parents didn't get cheered on.
Yeah.
And so they didn't know how to cheer us on. And so we're actually teetering all of those things. So as young women begin to glean from us, what would be a resounding message outside of knowing yourself and love thyself? What else would you say to young women to help them feel empowered to not be so influenced by society demands?
You're only in competition with you.
That's it.
That was another thing that I was gonna talk about when Stephanie was talking about, even breaking away from the parent situation. Let me tell you, I guess even, love my mom. She was an awesome woman. She was an awesome person. She loved everybody, and even after she passed, people still talk about her. But to me, there were times when she went back and acted like she was June Cleaver. And I was like, mm. So, it was some type of conflict between me, her, and my child. And I used to, I went back and I told my daughter, I said, hey, I'm not perfect. There's nothing perfect about me. And so I would express to her some of my failures and things that I did to overcome so that she wouldn't have a lot of the pressures thinking that she had to stand up to what I did or what I've accomplished. My accomplishments are my accomplishments.
Right.
I want you to have your own accomplishments in your own right. What I did, I don't want you to necessarily do. I want you to do what you want to do. When you do the things that you love to do, you're going to be successful in your own right. So it doesn't have to be anything that I've done, anything that I've accomplished. So just letting other people know what you see, like she said, what you see now, this hasn't always been me. And so letting them know, hey, there were failures.
I take it back to when TD Jakes first came on the scene, and he was saying, people want my life now because what you see, but you ain't seeing them nail prints in our hands.
Yeah.
You don't know the hardship that we went through as teens. People don't know all our story because we don't always put our story out there unless it will help build somebody else up. And so, Stephanie, tell me, what would you say, especially as an educator? You all are like the front line offense in these children's lives. What would you say to young girls that you see have low self-esteem and low value?
I see it all of the time. One thing, we're fighting a battle. It's a spiritual warfare.
Yes.
That's number one.
Yes.
Number two, they're looking at what happens at home, and in the community versus what happens at school. So the question is, how do we help to uplift and empower this baby that comes to us every day when at home she's being called all out of her name? She's being made to take on womanly responsibilities at 9 and 10 years old. She's being made to take care of the younger siblings in the house while mom is not in the house. And then they come to school and they're still a child and they still have needs. How do you because to me, teaching is a ministry.
Absolutely.
So
It
how
is.
do you
Absolutely.
minister, to a child that's hurting? And so first you got to learn how to peel back the layers. You got to build a relationship with the children so that they will trust you. So I have a saying, kids don't care to know until kids don't care to know until they know that you care. And so when you build that relationship with them, they will open up. When you find out what they're going through, don't sugarcoat it, don't minimize it, but meet them at the need where they are. Help them with affirmations that are going to help them. But they don't really want to hear about English language arts when they don't have any food in the house. When they come to school, with dirty clothes on because they haven't seen mama, in 2 or 3 days, but they're doing their very best to get themselves and their siblings to school. How do you counteract it? And so you got to meet them where they are. If you build that relationship, they trust you. Ms. Williams, we didn't eat last night. Okay, baby, so that's where I come in. Come on, we're going to get you some food. We're going to get you some clean clothes. I'm not asking anybody for anything. As a human, that cares about what I do, I don't have to go, and ask the guidance. I got that in my classroom.
Exactly.
You need to take a bath. Come on, baby. I got a hygiene kit right here. We're going to go, to where you're secure. We're going to go in the teacher's lounge and let you wash up because children are cruel at times.
Yeah, they can be.
Yes.
I
If
mean,
you don't
we
like
don't.
they do, if your hair doesn't look, they're going to talk about you. And so we always want children to feel good about themselves. So how do you help to empower them? Help them to feel good about themselves by looking like everybody else look, by helping them to feel the way you think they would want to feel. And that's by, having a full belly, having on clean clothes, smelling good. Now you can concentrate in class. And so that's what I would say. Help to affirm them, and let them know that no matter what, you are somebody, you are loved, but you got to speak that over yourself every day. So you got to help them to understand that when I speak this, because there's power now of life and death in the tongue. So no matter what they're saying, you got to speak this over yourself so that you can survive. I ain't stop preaching. Okay.
Don't preach.
But
Don't
I
preach.
can tell clients that if we liken our lives to how God created the universe and he only used words, that is the most powerful part of who we are. Those affirmations are so very, very important, especially in these little babies. Being able to teach them now how to affirm their strength, their power, and even if mom and them can't afford what everybody else, you do the best with what you have, and just know that you have a right to better, and you don't have to be stuck.
You do
Don't,
not.
because mom and them may be stuck. We sorry, baby. We're gonna gather around you. Because I'm telling you, anybody call me if a kid got a need.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Yep, you sound like me.
Because children have never
do
asked to
too.
be here.
I do have a call. Thank you.
And then we gonna answer this call because I can only imagine about my grandbabies, right? If there was a situation where they didn't have and we didn't have or whatever, what that would be like. Because kids are mean.
Yeah.
But what I found is they're mean because home life ain't right.
Right. Yep.
Exactly what I'm
When the
talking about.
home life ain't right, their only defense
Is anger.
is me. Is anger. And so when you sit it down and you said something, Stephanie, you said, ask them that why question. Why are you feeling like this right now? What happened in that? But as adults, how important, and I know we're going to wrap up because I'm going to get y'all to the airport at some point today.
Point.
As you, Rita, think about these young adults, what would you say to that in between age, 18 to 30? Because
That's what she
contrary to
see.
popular belief, y'all ain't grown at 30 because we weren't grown at 30. We was just trying to
Mhm.
figure it out.
Mhm.
Like Mika said, it took her till she was in her 40s to get to know herself. So what would you say to that age group?
Well, first I'm gonna go back
Okay.
because I do have a story
Let's
because
go.
I am a teen
Yes,
mother.
yes. Let's talk about it. I didn't know if I could dig that deep. So yes, let's go.
I am a
We
teen
all are,
mother,
technically.
and my thing is what's hindering a lot of our young people right now
Mhm.
is social media. Social media can be great. I agree. We got marketing and all of that. I get it, but you have to know that everything you see on social media,
It's
you
not true.
can't take it at face value.
At all.
If it was meant for everybody to do the same thing or be the same person, we all would. God
Mhm.
made us all
Individual.
individual. And
Period.
again, it goes back to I can't do what makes you happy. I can't do what
Mhm.
makes you happy. I have to do what makes myself happy.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But going back to me being a teen mom, I think I have done very well for
You
myself.
have. He the oldest
But-
one to make governor of Tennessee. Y'all
You
better
did-
work with me on that.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just thinking that thing. I've been doing that thing 10 years. Eric, you hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me?
And
You gonna be the
look,
next
I endorse that message.
But there was so many hurdles that I had to get over. I mean,
the shame from
the
high school.
shame.
Mhm.
I graduated from high school, went back, got my bachelor's degree, got a master's degree. But while being a mother, a single mother, but there were so many hurdles, and I could have just gone into a shell and just gone to the left. But I chose to go right.
I
Yeah.
remember when
You know?
you got pregnant, and my most hated teacher of all times
Mhm.
had something negative to say.
Oh yeah.
And I was
Not
ready
just
to
about
fight.
me.
There were several
there
that
was
were
some
pregnant, and
there
I
was some
wanted
others.
to fight her because
Yeah.
you were the black face in the room,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and yet
You
you did not
chose.
stand.
You chose.
Not to stand
Mhm.
for us, and that was bothersome for
Oh yeah.
me. But at the same time, I guess I could give a little word of gratitude for her nastiness towards us, because it
Mhm.
did, I believe, help push us
It
Oh, of
did.
course.
It did.
to a
Of
whole
course.
nother
Yeah,
level. But
it did.
Heifer, you ain't have to do that. You ain't have to be.
No.
When she told me that I wasn't smart enough to go to college,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
that thing
Yeah.
messed with me for a
Yeah.
minute. But I knew
Mhm.
who I was, and I had
That's
to
right.
learn me. But the way she was attacking us as young black girls,
Yeah.
being able to know the success
Mhm.
as a teen mom for you. I was a teen mom at 19,
Mhm.
but you hit it before me.
Mhm.
And so in that process, we all had to learn. We
Mhm.
all had. So if there are any teen moms watching this and people are giving you a hard time, the first thing I want to say to you is be encouraged.
Yeah.
Just because you became a parent in your teens, the one thing I know is God don't never make mistakes.
He does not.
No.
So if that child needed to come through your womb to get here,
Mhm.
that baby got a purpose.
A
Have
purpose.
no regrets.
No.
Hold your head up high. Walk in the strength of love for yourself
And your
and your
child.
ability to be the best that you know how to be. Open your mouth and ask women of wisdom to help guide you and mentor you. You don't have to be alone. And if your mom and them ain't right at home, it's okay. Find some women that are willing to mentor you and help shape you to be your absolute best self. Having a baby at a young age does not mean the end of life.
It does not.
It's not the end of life. And I just want to encourage women who keep saying they're struggling to meet friends. If you all don't leave with anything else, leave with this. You got to know yourself. What if you aren't friendly?
Mhm.
What if you don't know how to be the friend?
Mhm.
You need to tap into the characteristic of what a friend is. Now, you can't have an expectation of them being a friend and you not a friend
Mhm.
because they don't owe you that. Know who you are as a friend. Understand what the characteristics are of friendship. For me, integrity and loyalty.
Mhm.
These women gonna always have my back, and I'm gonna always have their back.
Mhm.
And we didn't know way back then that that's what we were doing.
Absolutely
We
not.
established that way
Absolutely
down
not.
the line.
Not at all.
Third, if you've been hurt by people in your life, and someone comes in and try to befriend you, they aren't that hurt. That's them folks back there. Give yourself permission to forgive and be open.
Mhm.
Fourth thing, believe that you deserve friendship.
Yep.
Because the moment that you believe
And love.
exactly,
And love. And
and the
love.
moment that you believe that you, the five fruits, the
Mhm.
moment that you believe that you are able to experience the five fruits, that's love, peace,
Peace,
joy,
joy.
happy. Is it happiness?
Mm-mm.
Love, peace, joy. Y'all look it
Long
up.
Yeah, look at
suffering.
Long,
Long
I don't
suffering.
like the long suffering part.
But you know what? That's the thing. I think that long suffering has made us be who we are, though.
That you got a point.
That
Yeah,
long
'cause you got-
suffering.
You got to go through.
Gotta go through
Yeah,
something.
that long suffering did it
We
for us.
gonna have tests and trials.
We
Yeah.
gonna
Just
have
like
it.
in those
Ain't no
things,
testimony without a test.
They're
Yep.
gonna make or break us.
Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
yeah.
And I think the reason why I didn't like hearing the long suffering because it was a bondage to a lot of families.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't proving that you Christian enough or believe enough if you ain't suffering.
Right.
That's a lie from the pit of
It
hell.
is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Know that we're gonna go through life because life is supposed to challenge us. It's supposed to help us to build our faith. And you have to be willing, in my opinion, to say, I forget what that was, so that I can move on and be open and
Yeah.
available. And I draw unto me the friends that I'm supposed to have in my life. But I know that I gotta know me and I gotta be their friends.
Yeah.
Y'all,
May
go
I
ahead.
close out on
You
something?
can.
Are you finished?
I'm done.
Okay. So this is my song of dedication to our friends group. And I want to just let you know, when you're down and trouble and you need some love and care and nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of us, and soon we will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call
Girl, you
out
know
my
I'm
name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. We'll come running to see you again. Oh, and winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. Marcia, Sharita, Mika, you got a friend. So glad to know you got a friend. Love y'all.
Oh,
Love you. Man, listen.
Love you, girl.
Y'all know I'm
Man,
baby.
I'm the host. I love you, baby. I'm trying to hold it together.
Oh gosh.
But as we close out, thank you so much for sharing the beauty of your gift. Thank you all for sharing your voice. This is what four plus decades
Yes.
of friendship, sisterhood, togetherness, and unity look like. I hope that you all can experience that. From this point, go out there, like, share, comment.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching Authentically Peculiar with Marcia, and we'll see you all on the next episode. Take good care.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Authentically Peculiar with Marcia. Follow us on your favorite